Welcome back. Coming up on 9:30 on this Tuesday. We are glad you are with us. A reminder, log on to WBTV.com/vote. We want you to be a part of the conversation. I am in the QC kitchen, and I cannot wait to tell you about some wines you're going to want to check out. But Kristen, first, you're going to set us up so wonderfully.
Yeah, we'll set the table over here, if you will. From events you don't want to miss out on to dishes you have to try. We love it when Kristen Wile from Unpretentious Palate comes to visit us because she's got us covered. How are you, my friend?
I'm great.
I'm so glad you're here. Set the table for everyone. What is Unpretentious Palate?
We are an online publication covering restaurants here in Charlotte. So we do restaurant reviews. We have a free newsletter that comes out twice a week. And then our restaurant reviews, our restaurant finder, our events are all member perks. So we just do our best to cover food and beverage news on a nonstop basis because so much is happening here.
So much is happening here, and it's good journalism. All right,
Thank
so
you.
we do 3 courses with you. The first is always some food news happening in the QC. What you got?
Yeah, so I wanted to share a little bit about Giving Kitchen, which is a great nonprofit. They're Atlanta-based, but they came to Charlotte, and they are doing some wonderful things for food service workers. So the intention of Giving Kitchen is to help food service workers in crisis, whether it's a medical situation and they can't work. Obviously, if you're working in a restaurant and you break your foot or need surgery, there's not really much you can do to continue working, right? Like you're going to need that recovery time. So they help provide financial assistance in those cases, or like death of a family member, anything like that. And they have a big fundraiser dinner coming up that's going to be incredible. It's called Charlotte Family Meal, and it's at Supperland on April 29th. 8 incredible chefs, Alyssa Weiland, Chris Coleman, Chris Rogianski of Supperland, Andres Kafer of Custom Shop. So just like
Sam
big
Ward,
names, all the Sams, Sam Ward, Sam Dominich, Sam Hart from Counter. Yes, so it's going to be a powerhouse dinner. It's $500 a ticket, but $250 of that is a tax deductible expense, and there will be wine pairings with it, and it's for an incredible cause. So since starting in 2013, they've helped 18,000 plus food service workers with grants or aid. So
yeah, I know people might look at the cost of that ticket and go, oh, no, wait a minute. But you have to think of it as you are giving to this organization.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in Charlotte, too, I think a lot of people look at like galas and those kinds of events, right? Those black tie events, those are high ticket prices.
Yep.
But it's for a charity, and I think this is a lot like that. It's a seated dinner, but it's still the same idea of, you're going to get a really special experience, but also it's a donation to people who need it, and it's people who are cooking for a cause they care about. So. And
if you had to go to each one of those chefs' restaurants individually, you'd spend more than that.
That's true.
So okay, so number 2 is a dish that we have to try. Yes. People are very nervous about octopus.
I know, because when it's not done well, it's not great.
It's not great.
You won't have the problem here. Kid Cashew does a fantastic octopus. They have a wood fire grill, which to me is like the best way for octopus. It gets that nice char on the outside, but it's still tender on the inside. And it's patio season, and Kid Cashew's patio is just
so good.
So great. And it's one of those restaurants where it's always solid, but nobody talks about it because they're just kind of like doing their thing. The neighborhood supports them. They have their regulars. They don't really need to be talked about much, but we should talk about them because they're great.
They're so great. I love the salad with the salmon on it.
Yeah.
And they have great hummuses that are seasonal.
Just dependable, yeah.
So good. All right, course number 3 is an event that we should check out. This is one that's near and dear to you.
Yes. So it's getting close to April, which means we're getting close to the Streets Festival. A new part of that is our Streets Uncorked event, which takes place on April 3rd. It's a Wednesday. It's at Johnson & Wales. And we talk a lot about Charlotte itself during Streets. That's always been our focus. But North Carolina has come a long way in terms of its wine production. And so we wanted to create an educational event based on North Carolina wine and also North Carolina regional food. So at Streets Uncorked, it's a $75 ticket, and you'll get access to 4 different chefs who will be providing samples representing different regional cuisines. So we'll have Greg Collier from Lee and Louise is going to do meat and 3 for their upcoming restaurant, Third and Fernwood.
Right.
Lewis Donald, who I know is a regular on the show, will be doing barbecue. We'll have a fish camp from Hello Sailor. And then Johnson & Wales will be representing Appalachian cuisine.
Wow.
And you can talk to the chefs and kind of learn about that food. And then we'll have almost 24 wines being poured where you can sample what North Carolina's up to with their wine. And it's not, North Carolina's gotten a little bit of a bad reputation for wine. And, for a while there was a lot of sweet wine. There's still some sweet wine, but there are a lot of really cool things happening on the vineyards in the state.
That sounds like an amazing event.
Yes, yeah, it's going to be really, really cool, and you'll learn a lot.
Okay, well, Mary's going to teach us in just a second about some wine, but let's go ahead and put up the information. Just really quickly, I have 20 seconds. Streets Festival, though, is a whole big, long thing.
Whole big, long thing, yes. Our first event starts Street Smarts on this Friday. We've got actually another event with Josh. He's going to do North Carolina wine and cheese pairing with Ormond's. We've got a free festival on April 14th, a ticketed tasting on April 13th, and then Uncorked is April 3rd, and then a couple other events in between.
There's so much. So if
So
you
much.
just go to Unpretentious Palate, you can get all of the information. Kristen, good to see you, my friend.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. All right, Mary, you get the wine part.
Yes, I mean, we want to talk wine. We bring in the pro, right? And so to tell us about some of the North Carolina wines is Josh Villapando with Assorted Table Wine and Shop. How are you?
Good morning. I'm great. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. I'm glad that you're here. And this Streets Uncorked concept is very cool. I know it's got to mean a lot to you. You obviously love the wine industry, but when we can put North Carolina wines on display, what does that mean?
Well, first, I'm just so thankful that Assorted Table is part of Streets and Johnson Wales University. I have been pretty much brainwashed in North Carolina wines, and I'm in love.
You're in love.
I'm in love.
Which Kristen was just mentioning a minute ago. You know, for a long time, it had the rap of being really sweet, and you know, when you're coming from different parts of the world and the country, didn't always have the greatest rap when it came to wine. So where are we now?
So we still have the sweet muscadine and scappardon wines, but we do have dry wines, whites, sparklings, reds, rosés, and they're absolutely delicious. A lot has changed, only improved in the last 10 to 15 years.
Well, let's talk about some of these North Carolina wines that are going to be featured then.
Yes.
You've brought two for us, right?
So the first wine is a white wine called Pearl. This grape variety is called Albarino, and the winery is called Sanctuary. John Wright, he's a fourth generation farmer in Duck, Outer Banks.
How cool is that?
And this winery, this is all estate fruit and made at the winery.
We
right
made a
around
map
the
here, yeah, where it's located so people can follow along with you.
perfect.
And not, I mean, not too far from Nag's Head, Kill Devil Hills, all that there, right there, right?
So I actually spent a week out there, and John Wright and his winemaking team have done a great job. This grape is originally from Spain, northwestern Spain, in a region called Rías Baixas. And I will tell you that this tastes just like the original Albarino in Spain.
Oh, so can we give it a try?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, here we go. Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay. The smell. Oh, that is yum.
So lemon, lime,
Yes.
zest, a little bit of salinity from that coastal influence.
Yes.
A little bit of apricot and melon. I'm in love with this.
Like a fish pairing or something as we get
yes.
closer to summer, and that's delicious. What else did you bring for us today?
And then this is about an hour and a half right up I-77 in Yadkin Valley. And this is Chuck and Diana Jones of Jones Vondrell. And I would say they're maybe top of the food chain when it comes to North Carolina wine consistency and value. And this is their Cabernet Franc.
And we've mapped this location in Wilkes County for you as well, so you can see exactly where we're talking about. What do you love about this Cabernet Franc?
I love that it's medium bodied, bright cherry tones, a little bit of pepper on the finish, medium acid and tannins. It's very well balanced in the glass.
Okay, let's go. Oh, always, yes. Oh, it's so full-bodied, right? You get the whole flavor all in the mouth there. My goodness. So these are some of the wines people will get to try at Streaks Uncorked, correct?
Yes. And at our wine and cheese seminar.
There you go. And tell me a little bit about that when people can check out the wine and cheese seminar.
Yes, it is April 10. It is a 90-minute instructional seminar with Orman's Cheese Shop about the history and artistry and science behind how wine and food or wine and cheese go together. In this case, North Carolina wines and North Carolina cheeses.
How cool is that? And as you heard Kristen say earlier, the Streaks Uncorked event is going to be on that Wednesday, April 3rd. So we always want to put the information on your screen if you would like to learn more about the event. Tickets are on sale now, $75. They are all inclusive for that night. And website is assortedtablewine.com, of course, to follow along with Josh, who's always keeping us in the know. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you for having me back.
Such good information. Kristen, going to send it over to you.
That was very interesting. Thank you both.